Watch this video to the end to find out, where is the center of the American population, and why is Washington so far away from it? Why did Brazil move its capital, but too far? What makes Canada stand out? And which country on the American continent has the best location for its capital? So let's start with the United States. To find the center of the population, I run an algorithm that looks for an equidistant point for each inhabitant of the country. Let's zoom into the contiguous states. Here, the current distance from the center of the population to the capital, and this percentage shows the optimum given the size of the country. Look, at this moment, the line divides the territory almost into equal parts, but the western part has only 39% of the cities that will be shown here. Las Vegas can be considered the population center of the entire West. Let's move on to the east. You may see a change in the trace of the population center, and the impact of large cities is especially clear. So, the center of the US population is located near the city of Springfield, Missouri. This is 927 miles west of Washington. So why did the Americans build their capital so far from the center of the population? The answer lies in history. Here is a map of the first 13 independent states from 1800s. That's when the famous capital was built, and Washington became the capital. Over time, the territory of the states expanded to the west, but the capital remains unchanged. At the present time, Memphis is most suitable for the role of the capital. It is located at the intersection of major highways. From Chicago, Texas, California, and even Florida, it is more convenient to get to Memphis than to Washington. The largest river in the country, the Mississippi, flows here. The main airport, Hartsfield Jackson, is also located not far away. Write in the comments how Memphis is suitable for the role of the US capital. Only Cuba's capital has an even worse location relative to the population center. Havana was founded in 1519 as a fort to better control the sea routes to Florida and Yucatan. Over time, people on the territory of Cuba settled inland. At the moment, the population center is located near the city of Santa Clara, 267 kilometers from Havana, or almost 65% given the size of the country. Ottawa is in 21st place. The location of Canada's major cities is probably one of the most contrasting in the world. Look, the western part has 25% of the major cities, the central part has only 5%, and the eastern part has as much as 70%. Moreover, if you draw a line horizontally, 67% of Canadian major cities are located south of Quebec. Such an arrangement of cities makes Canada special because its population center is located in the United States. And there is also an explanation for this in history. Ottawa became the capital in 1867. This is how the territories of Canada looked like at that time. Bolivia has an interesting specificity regarding its main cities. The administrative center is located in La Paz. The Supreme Court is located in Sucre. Santa Cruz is the largest city by population, and the population center is located near Cochabamba. This city, in my opinion, is ideal for the single capital of Bolivia, connecting all the other leading cities. The main settlements of Honduras are located in the northwest, near the city of San Pedro Sula. While the current capital is in the center, but to the south. That is why Tegucigalpa gets only 82% and the 19th place in the rating. Next is Uruguay, a quite centralized country where 40% of the population lives in Montevideo. There are no other possible candidates for the role of the capital. Ecuador surprised me the most. The city of Guayaquil has all the attributes to be a capital. It is the most populated city located near the center of the population. It also has access to the ocean. However, the capital is the highland city of Quito, which was founded long before the Spanish Age. 16th place, Santo Domingo. Most major cities of the Dominican Republic are located on the southern coast of the island. And only Santiago de los Caballeros, the second largest city, significantly pulls the center of the population to the north. Mexico City is on the 15th place. The city used to be the capital of the Aztec Empire. After the Spanish conquest, the territory expanded, but the location of the capital remained unchanged. The majority of the Mexican population lives in the central part of the country and in large cities around the perimeter: Tijuana, Ciudad Juarez, Monterrey, Acapulco, Cancun. Mexico City is the most populated city in North America, and if the Mexican government is thinking about moving the capital to prevent overpopulation, the city of Leon is a perfect fit for this role. Only 120 kilometers from the population center. From here, it is closer to Guadalajara and Monterrey, and not far from Mexico City. Let's check out the capital of Haiti. It looks like it will be the first country with a population center out of the land. It is. Port-au-Prince is located 30 kilometers to the southwest. Thirteenth place, Panama. About 80% of the country's population lives in the central part, around the Panama Canal. Therefore, the center of the population is also here, 52 kilometers west of Panama City. Next up is Brazil. I'm going to change the order of the cities from east to west. At this point, the population center is closest to the city of Salvador, and this is not a coincidence. The red line shows the meridian along which Spain and Portugal divided their spheres of influence, according to the Treaty of Tordesillas. The lands to the east of the line became the first Portuguese colonies, and Salvador was the capital. Over time, the colonies expanded, and in 1763, the capital was moved to Rio de Janeiro. Then in 1960, it was moved to the newly created city of Brasilia. But in my opinion, this is not an optimal solution, since Belo Horizonte is closer to the center of the population. It is the third most populous agglomeration, located closer to the interior of Brazil, and at the same time close to São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and other coastal cities. Thirteenth place, Venezuela. Almost all major cities are concentrated in the north and west of the country. The population center is located near Valencia and Maracay, but Caracas is also close to it, just 119 kilometers to the northeast. Bogotá is in the top 10. Similar to Venezuela, Colombia's population is also concentrated in large cities that stretch across the valleys between the Andes mountain ranges from north to south. The population center is located 87 kilometers from the city of Medellin. It is the second largest city in Colombia, and in my opinion, it would be the best option for the capital. Here are 3 routes that connect 80% of all major cities in Colombia. They all intersect in Medellin. However, the location of Bogotá is quite logical if you look at history. In 1819, independent Gran Colombia was proclaimed, which included modern Ecuador, Venezuela, Panama, and some other neighboring territories. And for such a state, Bogotá was obviously the best option for the capital. Just imagine if Gran Colombia existed today. 100 million people, tons of oil, and control over the Panama Canal. I plan to create a special video about the reincarnation of great powers in the modern world. If you are interested, let me know in the comments. The capital of the island of Jamaica is in 9th place. The population of Kingston is 10 times higher than the population of the largest cities on the island. Therefore, the population center is only 16 kilometers from the capital, or 91.5% given the small size of the country. 8th place, Argentina. The southern lands called Patagonia are sparsely populated. Most of the population and large cities are located in Pampa. It is a fertile plain with a mild climate. Buenos Aires was founded by the Spaniards in the La Plata Delta back in 1536. Similar to Brazil, there were the first settlements and, accordingly, the first capital. At the moment, the population center has shifted inland and is very close to the city of Rosario. This third largest city by population, of course, is significantly inferior to Buenos Aires in terms of scale and influence. But if you need to relieve traffic, Rosario is the first candidate, because almost all the main routes to Buenos Aires first pass through Rosario. Next is neighboring Paraguay. It is probably the most centralized country, even taking into account European countries. Literally, the whole of Paraguay is essentially Asunción and its surroundings, although the area of the territory is at the level of large European countries. 6th place, Lima, the capital of present-day Peru, played a very important administrative role 500 years ago. Lima was the capital of the Viceroyalty of Peru, which at that time covered almost all of South America except for the eastern regions. At the moment, Peru's territory has shrunk significantly, but Lima continues to be close to the population center. I decided to combine the following countries from the 5th to the 2nd place into one frame, because they have a common pattern. The capitals of El Salvador, Nicaragua, Guatemala, and Costa Rica are the largest cities, and they are located in densely populated areas of the country. But there is one country with an even better location for its capital. This is Chile. Santiago is quite deservedly ranked first. The territory of Chile stretches for 4,000 kilometers from north to south, and Santiago is only 48 kilometers from the center of the population. So, the capital of Chile gets 98% in the rating, which is even more than the leader of Europe. If you would like to see Asian and African capitals in the next part, please write the names of the countries in the comments so that I understand which countries to focus on. Subscribe to my channel and, if possible, support me financially through the sponsorship button or on Patreon. Here's only authors' content on exclusive topics. See you in the next video.